Let me tell you something real, something that made my blood run cold and my heart feel like it was being squeezed in a vice. You ever had someone take something from you? Not just money, not just stuff, but something deeper, something tied to your soul? Imagine waking up one day, thinking everything is okay, only to find out that the land you poured your life into, the land your family built their dreams on, is gone. Just like that. And worse, those who took it did under the cover of law, or so they thought. But here's the kicker. I didn't cry, didn't scream, didn't fall apart. I fought back. And when I did, well, let's just say I turned the tables in a way nobody saw coming. So if you're sitting there right now, sipping your coffee, thinking this couldn't happen to you, think again. This story is for every person who's ever felt powerless, who's ever been pushed around by people with badges and papers thinking they can do whatever they want. Hey friend, where are you watching from? Drop your city down below. I'd love to see how far this story travels. And if you're feeling me already, give this video a quick like, just a small gesture before we dive into what might be the craziest thing I've ever done. All right, let's dive into the fire. It all started with a letter. Yeah, just a plain white envelope. No return address. Just my name scribbled on the front, like someone didn't care if I opened it or not. Inside was a notice, a legal notice. My 1,500 acres. Gone. Transferred to some unknown entity called the Riverbend Homeowners Association. Wait, what? I read it twice, then 3 times. No calls, no warnings, no hearings. Just a piece of paper saying that because I hadn't paid some maintenance fee for the past 6 months, they had the right to seize my property. Me? Pay maintenance fees? For land I never lived on? That land wasn't even part of any development. It was raw, untouched. My grandfather bought it back in '73. He used to say, one day they'll build roads through here, and when they do, we'll be sitting on gold. He passed away 10 years ago, but his word stayed with me. I built fences, planted trees, even put up a little cabin where I used to go when I needed to clear my head. And now it was gone. I drove straight to the courthouse, spent hours digging through records. Sure enough, the transfer was legit on paper. Some loophole in state law allowed HOAs to claim land if it bordered their community, and if the owner failed to pay some obscure annual fee. But here's the kicker. I didn't even know I owed anything. Nobody told me. There was no sign, no brochure, no meeting, nothing. And yet, they sold it. Sold my land, out from under me. And guess who ended up buying it? Not some developer, not a farmer. Nope, they sold it to themselves. Every single house in the Riverbend subdivision was now built on my land. You heard that right. They owned the homes, but not the ground beneath them. So technically they were all squatting. And that's when the idea hit me. Like lightning. If they could steal my land using legal loopholes, then maybe I could use those same laws to turn the tables. So I did what anyone would do in my position. I hired a lawyer, a quiet man named Mr. Halston. Old school, thick glasses, always smelled like peppermint. He looked at the paperwork and said, legally, you still have rights here. That land was yours. They stole it through negligence, not consent. Can I get it back? I asked. He leaned back, rubbed his chin. You could try, but it'll take years. Maybe decades. You'll spend more than it's worth fighting in court. I sat there silent. Then he added, almost as an afterthought, unless you become the new owner. I blinked. What? If the land was sold illegally, he said, and if you can prove that the original sale was invalid, then you can file a counterclaim. Buy the land back from them, legally. How? They own it now. So if you buy from them, you're reclaiming what was stolen. But they won't sell. He smiled. No, but the state will. Turns out, once the HOA sold the land to individual homeowners, the entire subdivision became a taxable asset, which meant if I filed the right paperwork, I could bid on the entire parcel through a county auction. All I had to do was wait until the next tax lien sale. 3 weeks later, I stood in a dusty courtroom, surrounded by investors and speculators. The auctioneer called the number. Parcel number 489, Riverbend Subdivision. Starting bid, $25,000. I raised my hand. $25,000. Another guy nodded. $30,000. I raised again. $40,000. He dropped out. Silence. The gavel came down. Sold. To me, I owned the land again. But the houses? Still standing. Still occupied. So I did the only thing left. I sent letters. Each homeowner got one. Simple message. The land you live on is now mine. As per county law, you have 30 days to either purchase the land from me at fair market value or vacate the premises. Fair market value? $1.5 million per home. Yes, each. Multiply that by 50 homes. That's $75 million. Or move out. Now imagine the chaos. Phone calls, meetings, screaming matches. The HOA president, a woman named Lila Ward, showed up at my door the next day. "Are you insane?" she yelled. "You can't do this." "I already did," I said. She stormed off. By week's end, half the neighborhood had packed up and left. The others tried to fight, sued me, said I was abusing the system. But the judge ruled in my favor. Because the truth, they knew what they did was wrong. They knew they had no right to sell that land. But they did it anyway, because they thought I wouldn't fight back. But I did. And now it's quiet over there. Most of the homes are empty. For sale signs line the street. Nobody wants to live on stolen land. Sometimes late at night, I drive past the subdivision. It looks like a ghost town. Empty driveways, curtains drawn, porches with dead plants. And I sit there staring, thinking about my grandfather, about how he always said that land was our legacy, how he taught me to protect it, and how justice, though slow, does come. Maybe not in the way you expect. Maybe not with a hero riding in on a white horse. But sometimes it comes quietly, with a stack of paperwork, and a broken system that gives power to the ones who dare to use it. So what do you think? Did I do the right thing? Was it revenge? Or was it justice? Drop a comment and tell me what you think. And don't forget to drop your location below. I'd love to hear from folks all over the world. And hey, thanks for listening. You're the reason I'm telling this story. Because deep down, we all want to believe that the good guys win. Even when the rules are stacked against us. Even when the world tries to bury us. We rise because we remember, because we fight, because we never forget who we are and where we come from. And that is the moral of this story. Stand up for yourself. Don't let anyone take what's yours. Because if you don't fight for it, no one else will. Ever.